Fuel-efficient cars are all the rage at this year's New York Auto Show. Up next, as the auto industry faces some tough new challenges, car buyers are demanding more fuel-efficient cars. We're going to take you inside the New York Auto Show to see which new models actually make the grade. Welcome back. You're watching World Business Today. The auto industry has had to cope with many new criteria: the advent of green technology, a tougher economy, and even Mother Nature. Take Toyota, for instance. Along with others, the March 11th earthquake and tsunami hurt the car manufacturer, damaging some facilities and disrupting its supply parts chain. Toyota was forced to drop production in Japan and announced drastic cuts in its North American and Chinese operations. Then there's the ongoing crisis in the Middle East and North Africa. That's threatening oil production. For example, Libya's oil exports are a fraction of what they used to be, and the political instability is certainly driving up petrol prices. That's spurring car buyers to demand more fuel-efficient vehicles, and the industry is definitely responding. The New York International Auto Show has opened its doors to the public this weekend with a smattering of higher gas mileage cars. And joining us now with a look at what's on display is Lauren Fix. She is the national automotive correspondent for The Car Coach, a show on Time Warner Cable, which is the part of our parent company, Time Warner. Lauren, so tell me what some of the highlights are that are more of these green choices that are out there.
Well, obviously, the world car of the year was the Nissan Leaf, and that was kind of expected. I mean, being that the fact that it's the first all-electric car. But in addition, other cars that have been very green that's out there is the Wigo was delivered, and it's a new all-electric car. And what's neat about that is it was actually delivered in Atlanta today because it's Earth Day. And the Wigo is about a third larger than a smart car and goes 100 miles. And the car's going to come in around $25,000 with all your government incentives. But the neat thing is, it's an upstart company, and this type of thing you're going to start seeing is a lot of upstarts, a lot of Nissan coming up with the Leaf. Everyone's coming in with that 40-mile-per-gallon car that comes in around that $10,000 to $25,000 range, and it seems to be hot. I mean, looking at the Nissan Leaf race car even, they're coming into racing. I can't imagine an electric race series, but hey, you know.
It's cool. I'm sorry. That's a pretty hot-looking car.
It really was, and I think that Nissan is really trying to make a statement, not just when it comes to Leaf, but the new Prius that's coming out and all the rest of their technology. It's a design study at this point, but they will use a lot of this technology, and they'll put it into their production cars. And the other manufacturers have really stepped up their game.
So what about the VW Beetle? I have to say, I really like the way it's looking. It's such a completely different from the original. Of course, that was everybody's favorite, but they've done some even more improvements.
Well, it started out in 1938, and believe it or not, was revealed again in 98. Now, this is the newest version. You'll see that the interior color actually runs itself into the interior and the exterior are the same. Sort of like you see in a Mini, very German lines, because their previous cars sold mostly to women. They want to start selling to younger men. This car is going to come in around $20,000, and the fuel economy is expected to be in the 40s because they're going to have diesel power as well as a small gas engine.
Wow, so it's interesting. So was their audience mostly women as opposed to now they're trying to appeal to men?
Exactly. 60% of the sales for VW in the past had been women, and they thought, how are we going to get into the sales? So they want to cut into that Mini Cooper market, and other manufacturers that are trying to cut into that market, believe it or not, are the Fiat 500. They had a cabriolet that was released today, well, yesterday officially, and it's really cute. Fiat has really come to the marketplace. A lot of cars are trying to hit that small marketplace because the cost of gasoline is rising, and people want other options.
I think, you know, those of us in the United States have finally come to the realization that a smaller car is certainly more efficient. Is Fiat trying to break in once again to the American market? Is this their way of doing so?
Well, Fiat purposely made an agreement with Chrysler. They own about 38% right now, hoping to own 46% of Chrysler. And the goal is that Marciano wants to bring those Fiats into the Chrysler dealerships as well as standalone dealerships and bring in the little coupe, bring in the convertible. And this allows Fiat to have a footprint back in the U.S., which they haven't had in many, many years. As many people that remember Fiat, it's now coming back into the U.S., and it's a $12 billion industry, so everybody wants a piece of the U.S. marketplace.
Yeah, I just want to point out to our viewers that those were not Fiats that we were just looking at. That was actually the Mercedes. So the auto show isn't just about the fuel-efficient cars. Obviously, there's the luxury end and probably a lot of it at the auto show, right?
Oh, absolutely. Chrysler had their 300C, and then, of course, the C had all the Dr. Dre beats, which is the new what all the youth market listens to. So they're getting into that. You're also finding that the new Taurus was released. Mercedes
had Taurus?
Yeah, the new Taurus. Only 2.5 years ago, we saw Taurus. Now Taurus is re-releasing. Chrysler's got the new 300C. And you're looking at technology, including Lincoln has the MKS. Mercedes has the new C-Class. Audi brought out their new A7 Slantback. What a beautiful piece of art. All these cars that you're seeing right now, this is a Saab design piece that was absolutely fantastic. You're also looking at the Lotus. Everybody, that's the Porsche Panamera. What a beautiful car.
Oh.
It has a Turbo S and a hybrid, and they're going to be coming out in diesel. A Smart car has an electric. A lot of great technology coming out. A lot of new things this year. Everybody wants a piece of this marketplace. Even Hyundai has 4 cars that actually get 40 miles to the gallon. So everyone wants the luxury, they want the fuel economy, but we all want what we want. And so because we're an American marketplace, they have to kind of meet all those needs.
Now, tell me, though, I hear there was a famous celebrity that arrived, and I guess he has some interesting choices in what he might want. Tell me about Gene Simmons. Wasn't he there?
Yes, he was there. We were really surprised. We saw Minnie, and we heard that the Kiss was going to be there, so we were thinking it'd be the mini Kiss, you know, the small person, but it really was Gene Simmons and 2 of the other band members, and he came out in full dress makeup, and he was standing on top of the cars, and they're going to have wraps that you can put on your Mini, and it's all for UNICEF, and he had the whole garb on. I have to say it was definitely an interesting display, because they had the gentleman from from Mini, who was the president, who was also dressed in Kiss makeup. So
no.
Yeah. We were laughing. I tell you, it was the talk of the show.
That's great. Clearly colorful.
Yes.
I'm sorry that I missed it. But
We
glad
always
you
have
could be with
fun.
us.
Yes.
Indeed. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you very much.